Nystrom specializes in providing architects and contractors the tools they need. Supporting Revit BIM is a part of Nystrom's commitment to the right information at the right time. The purpose of this demonstration is to highlight the features and functionality of Nystrom's Smoke Vent Revit BIM families in order to provide the user with the ability to get the right product sooner in the design process. The first thing we're going to do is open a Revit model and load in a family. And under the Imperial Library, we're going to go down to Specialty Equipment, and here you'll see that Nystrom's 10 complementary building product lines are listed. They include access doors, entrance flooring systems, expansion joint systems, fire safety, floor doors, louvers, roof hatches, smoke vents, stair treads and nosings, and wall protection systems. Today we are demonstrating Nystrom's smoke vent families, which include the Smoke Escape series with metal covers, the Sunlit series for natural daylighting of factory and storage occupancies, and the Acoustical series for theater applications. Now each series is then further modeled into a single, double, and quad door version to represent the various sizes and door configurations available. Single doors accommodate sizes up to 4 feet by 8 feet, double doors up to 5 feet by 10 feet, and quad doors for the larger sizes up to 20 feet. For our first example, I'm starting with the industry standard double door with a metal lid, which is Nystrom's Smoke Escape. We want to take a few seconds to describe the type catalog, since it's a differentiator to help save designers time, especially if they already know what they want with respect to the size and the curb type. The type catalog includes the industry standard sizes and curb options available. This is so the designer can save time by selecting these pre-configured Revit family models to bring into his Revit project. I'm selecting the 48 by 96 size in a single wall curb with counterflash option that includes an exposed 1-inch polyiso insulation, typically used in most membrane roof applications. After the family is loaded, go into the project browser, scroll down to the Specialty Equipment, Smoke Vent, and drag in the 48 by 96 single wall curb. Once we have that placed in our model, let's pull up the type properties and go through some of the valuable information inside. First, we'll scroll down to the UL 793 certification. IBC code requires UL certification for smoke vents used in factory and storage occupancies greater than 50,000 square feet. Also, IBC requires a 1:100 vent area to floor area ratio, so the 4 foot by 8 foot with a 90% effective vent area calculates to 28.8 square feet per vent. This information is useful to determine the total number of smoke vents to include in your model. Another feature is that the smoke vents are parametrically designed, so width and length dimensions are easily changed. Changing a 4 by 8 to a 4 by 6 results in the effective venting area of the overall model adjusting accordingly, as you see here. Other relevant information within the type properties include embedded links directly to Nystrom's website for product information such as specifications, shop drawings, and installation, operation, and maintenance documents. Also listed are master format and omni-class codes for specification correlation, which in the future will become more important as technology advances to integrate BIM models with specifications. For the next example, let's load in the Sunlit series, and we'll find a single door 48 by 96 with an upgraded double wall curb that includes an exterior metal liner. And all the functionality that we're showing here applies to all the smoke vents. And the first thing we're going to show with this one is how to open and close the door. Second, we'll change the multi-wall color from standard white to blue for a different light transmission. These properties are valuable especially when performing daylighting analysis for green BIM projects. Let's click on translucent material there, open the materials library, and type in Nystrom, and look at the multi-wall options. White provides a 52% light transmission, while green is 42%, clear is 74%, bronze 37%, and blue with 45%. Next, we'll adjust the curb height from a standard 1 foot to 2 feet. Our smoke vents can accommodate curb heights up to 4 feet if needing to attach to the building structurals or to accommodate thicker roof insulation. Now we'll change the materials and color finishes for 3D visual rendering purposes. If we look inside the properties, we can adjust the door material by clicking on the button there and adjusting it to powder coat white. We'll also do the same thing for the curb material. Next, let's open up the type properties again, scroll down to dimensions, and adjust the length to 12 feet. The red box error is an indicator that the size limitations have been reached. This lets the user know that they need to use a larger Revit family, the quad doors. For our final example, I'm going to bring in a Sunlit quad door in a 66 by 144 size with a curb mount option that includes vertical flanges and is custom sized to fit on top of existing curbs. Curb mounts are ideal for green building retrofits and renovations, where existing metal lid smoke vents are upgraded to incorporate natural daylighting. Let's open the type properties and scroll down to dimensions. Currently, curb height by others is 6 inches. Let's adjust that to 18. Again, as you notice the functionality, remember, this applies to all the smoke vent models. Next, let's uncheck the multi-wall, and you can see that the dome is produced. You can see the transparency that's applied to those domes by default. So let's go ahead and change the material on the dome by clicking on the material shortcut and typing in Nystrom. And let's change it to clear for the highest light transmission. Once the model loads, you can clearly see that the material has changed. Now in the event of a fire, smoke vents automatically open. And if we go into type properties and scroll down to mechanical, a standard fusible link temperature is 165 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to change it to 360 degrees Fahrenheit to coordinate with and open after the sprinklers. Also designed in are electrical options to open vents with the fire alarm system. Those options include no electricals, low 24 volt, and high 110/220. We're going to select the low 24 volt to show how that appears in the Revit model, which facilitates collaboration with the other electrical trades. And finally, let's show you the security features. Let's turn on the burglar bars and look at some options. As you can see, there's various diameters and spacings. We're going to pick the OSHA recommended fall protection 4x4 steel mesh. This video demonstration summarizes the extensive capabilities of Nystrom's Smoke Vent Revit family content. With Nystrom BIM, you get the right information and the right product sooner in the design process, which can then be used throughout the entire building life cycle, saving time and money. And finally, Nystrom's BIM is created and maintained to the highest standards rated by Autodesk Seek. Nystrom offers BIM content for our complete line of 10 complementary building products. Ask us how we can better service you to save time and money on your next BIM project.